Pick up She Flies. That's She Flies, the filly in front on the inside. She kicks away after they straighten, and Roman Laurel wasn't able to peg her back.
And Bell Landy and last Mr. Shoe. She Flies the leader on the inside at the corner, led about a half and kicked away now, 2 lengths into the straight. From in second placing is Blaccato, and they're followed now by Roman Laurel, a length and a half away, getting into the clear, followed by Squatters Green and Crescent, but She Flies well cleared, 200 to go. The filly trying to make it 3 in a row. Roman Laurel trying to cut her down on the outside, but Morn hands and heels on She Flies, still a length in front. He's had to go for the whip. Roman Laurel won't pick it up though. 3 starts for 3 wins to She Flies. Roman Laurel second, third Crescent.
And here's trainer Ron Moore.
She Flies and the Morn family, another win, 3 out of 3.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Well, especially in a big race on Caulfield Cup Day.
Yeah, and it was a strange state of affairs because of all the horses I've ever had. I thought this was probably as good a thing as I'd ever saddle up in a city race, and I was saying it tongue-in-cheek before the race because it's you're inclined to think you might be kidding yourself, but I'm pleased to say later we weren't kidding ourselves.
You were not. There was plenty there at the finish again, Ron.
Yeah, well, this little filly sort of hasn't had the belly galloped out of her at home. She only works on the wood chip track at Ballarat, and the only 4 gallops she ever had in her life was 3 runs in her races and the barrier trial at Sandown, and even all of those haven't been under full bore, so she might...
Well ridden by Gary Willett scores here. Slave Trade, the favourite, is running second at this stage in the blue colours. He looks certain to score after they straightened, but Federalism was much too strong.
Insatiate's gone back there, I think, to second last at this stage, and Rhoda Rouge has tailed off last. Near the corner, Swift Vixen the leader, a half-length Slave Trade. Green Action making its run on the outside. Mighty Remington trying to get up on the rails, and then Daylight around them from Brookwillow, badly boxed in. In the straight, Swift Vixen joined by Slave Trade. Cassidy looks over his shoulder. Slave Trade now takes the lead. Coming at him, Green Action and then Mighty Remington, but Slave Trade in front with 100 to go. Federalism with a very late run out wide. Slave Trade in front, Federalism flying on the outside. He might grab him. Federalism grabs it on the line, and Federalism wins it from Slave Trade. Green Action third from Mighty.
She's not very big, but she's all class. Carried 57 kilos. She's racing 3 wide up to the leaders at this stage. Centaurea in the lime green looked a chance after they straightened, but Mrs. Fitzherbert was much too good.
Sasha Zavana and Mockapan into the straight. Mrs. Fitzherbert's taken the lead from Diggers Lass and Bev's Rose. Christmas Hamper made the turn badly. Centaurea gets out now. It's Mrs. Fitzherbert in front. Centaurea running to it now. Havana coming home late on the outside, but little Mrs. Fitzherbert won't give in. Centaurea can't get to it. Mockapan's running on well at the finish, but Mrs. Fitzherbert striding away to win by 2.5 lengths to Centaurea. Third, Mockapan.
Colossal plunge on Shankhill Lass. In a fast run race, she settles about 7th. She just had enough in reserve to hold off Heat of the Moment.
Followed then by Shanakima going fast. Over on the outside, Sweet Dream Lady heading them all off as they settle down. They were followed then back behind them, Shankhill Lass, and they were followed by Canny Lass. Rebecca Gay getting back into the field from Sudden, Wellington Hammer, and then 2 lengths to Travel Light. Tonefill is a long way back as they go over the hill. Mrs. Mannering and Tristabel towards the rear, and back with those horses now Pam Feel. Going to the 1100, Sweet Dream Lady going like the wind by 2 lengths at this stage. Had a nice break from Apple Valley down the side. 2.5 lengths Golden Twig. Shanakima hard ridden next to 1.5 lengths Twirled, and then Honey Bridge, Shankhill Lass going around them 4 deep. Sudden following it from Cena, and then Canny Lass, Tristabel, Rebecca Gay, Wellington Hammer. They were followed 2 lengths further back in the field then by Travel Light and Heat of the Moment. They're a mile out of it. Then Pam Field followed by Tonefill second last and Mrs. Mannering last. On the turn, 500 out. Sweet Dream Lady in front. The leaders are stopping. Only a length Apple Valley, 1.5 lengths Shankhill Lass, who's done it hard but moved up third from Sudden. Then Tristabel, Twirl looking for the way out from Golden Twig, and then Rebecca Gay, Canny Lass on the outside, Tone Phil. In the straight, Shankhill Lass got to the lead now from Apple Valley. On the inside of those then came Sweet Dream Lady, Tone Phil and Twirl putting in their runs, but Shankhill Lass has broken clear. Rebecca Gay coming with a late run on the outside with Heat of the Moment, but Shankhill Lass clear near the line. Heat of the Moment flying but won't make it, and Shankhill Lass wins it a neck to Heat of the Moment. Very close for third, Rebecca Gay, the outside.
Here they go in the cup. Tristark in greenish colours goes back from a wide barrier to second last.
The inside with the Filbert and Rising Prince from Sir Zephyr, followed then on the outside of those horses by King Delamere. Bellyman's Boy racing towards the lead with Feeder Awar, and they were followed then by Importune. On the outside, Eastern Temple from Silver Award, and then came Riverdale. On the outside is now Acumen and Lack of Reason, followed by Our Sophia. Easter's gone very wide as they swing towards the turn out of the straight. Back behind them, Bounty Hawk, Mapley Heights and Tristark. The leader, Rising Prince, fighting for his head at the 2,000. 3 lengths to Handy Proverb, second, a half to Bellyman's Boy. On the inside of those, the Filbert. They were followed by Feeder Awar going around the outside from Sir Zephyr, King Delamere, and then came Lack of Reason. A length further back, Eastern Temple and Importune, and they're followed by Riverdale, Our Sophia, followed by Silver Award, Acumen, Bounty Hawk. Then further back is Easter from Tristark, and last, Mapley Heights. At the 1600, there's not a lot of pace on, and Rising Prince 2 lengths in front of Feeder Awar. Handy Proverb a half length away on the rails, third from the Filbert. Riverdale making ground 3 deep around the outside of that bunch from Bellyman's Boy. Then King Delamere a length away from Sir Zephyr, Lack of Reason, Eastern Temple, and then Importune. They're followed by Silver Award, Our Sophia a length to Acumen, a length and a half further back is Easter. Then Bounty Hawk, Tristark second last, and last Mapley Heights. 1,000 to go, and the leader still Rising Prince, only a half length to Feeder Awar. On the outside, 3 deep, Mapley Heights. Handy Proverbs had the run of the race fourth. On the outside of it, Bellyman's Boy, a length to Sir Zephyr, and then the Filbert snookered. They were followed then by Importune, commencing a run around the outside with Acumen, and Our Sophia to the outside. Tristark commencing a run from Lack of Reason, and then Silver Award further back in the field. Next, Bounty Hawk, Mapley Heights, Eastern Temple back at the rear with Easter. 600 to go on the corner. There's a great battle, about 4 in line. Acumen went up on the outside to join Riverdale, Rising Prince and Feeder Awar. Handy Proverb badly needing a run. Here's Tristark round the outside. Our Sophia following it into the straight. It's a great battle here. Tristark loomed up to join the leaders. Rising Prince and Tristark together now. They're followed by Lack of Reason and Our Sophia. Halfway down the straight, Tristark is the leader. The Filbert getting out late. Tristark in front from Lack of Reason and Our Sophia and the Filbert. Tristark the leader, Our Sophia grabbing it on the line, but Tristark won it a neck to Our Sophia. Lack of Reason third.
She's a very good mare, Tristark, but so too is the runner-up, Our Sophia. As I mentioned earlier, I think she was the outstanding Melbourne Cup trial. Over the years, the place-getters in the Caulfield Cup have invariably raced well in the Melbourne Cup. We'll show you now the slow-mo of the final stages. Another run we want to highlight is Mapley Heights, which came from last. Now, at this stage, it's Tristark in the green colours, Wayne Trelaw with the head bobbing, going for home. Our Sophia, who was in front of Tristark coming to the home turn, lost a number of lengths there when the other mare just out-sprinted her, but she's getting home strongly. Now, this is Mapley Heights getting into the picture now with a rattling, really kicked after they straightened, and he held on to defeat Mendira Etoile and Globetrotter, who was heavily backed to start the favourite at 9-4.
Globetrotter starting to make a little bit of ground as they come towards the turn into the straight, and they were followed by Missionary and Keepers round the outside with a good run from Mendira Etoile. Miner's Man left the rail. Steeler Star got the run on the inside as they straightened up from Bayswater. Testimony struggling. Globetrotter is under the whip. Burano starting to run on fairly from Mendira Etoile. Miner's Man in front still with 150 to go. He kicked away. Miner's Man a length and a half clear. Mendira Etoile starting to fly, but Miner's Man in front, and he's going to win it. Miner's Man's beaten Mendira Etoile. Globetrotter third.
Looked certain to score here. New Atlantis out deep on the track, sprints up, gets past the Queenslander, Let Me Tell, but look for Campaign King.
Campaign King starting to come home fairly well. It's New Atlantis in front from Let Me Tell, 100 to go, and to go for the whip. Campaign King finishing fast, might be too late. New Atlantis in front, Campaign King's going to get it. And Campaign King's got up the win from New Atlantis. Lord Galaxy was third.
In the straight, but it's So Vague and Darren Goutsey successful.
Gothic Steeple kicked away, shot away 2 lengths in front of Brosh, and then Nifty Boy, So Vague. Ken's Fortune next from Palooka. They're going to have trouble getting this, although So Vague gets out now. So Vague is flying after Gothic Steeple, and the American horse So Vague raced to the lead near the line, and it's So Vague winning by a length to Gothic Steeple. Ken's Fortune